That thing, that wriggling, slimy rectangle sliding into the world? Yep, that's you. Congratulations, you've just been born a rhino. Though, honestly, at first glance, nobody would guess it. You look more like a half-melted package than Africa's next heavyweight. Enter Mom. She immediately gets to work with her tongue, scraping goo off you in rough, sandpapery strokes. You squeak, you squirm, you complain. But with every pass, she's sculpting you into something that almost resembles a rhino. By the time she's done, you don't look like a rectangular mystery blob anymore. You look like, well, a very small, very confused rhinoceros. And small is relative. You're about 65 kilos, which sounds big until you notice your mom is basically a living tank at 1.7 tons. Next to her, you feel like a pebble beside a boulder. Standing up, total disaster. You wobble, you flail, you collapse like broken furniture. Mom watches, patient and unshakable, while you battle gravity for the first time. After about an hour, your legs finally decide to cooperate. Wobbly but proud, you nudge under her belly and find one of her teats. Warm milk floods your mouth. Congratulations, you have officially joined the living. But freedom? Not yet. Mom isn't about to parade her wobbly, snack-sized calf in front of every lion and hyena. For weeks, she keeps you hidden in tall grass and shadows, standing guard like a fortress with horns. She lets you practice walking like a drunk on stilts until you're less embarrassing. She calls you with the scrape of her feet and the odd sounds only you understand. Her private code for, "Follow me now." And you do, always glued to her shadow, always under her watch, always trying not to die. Danger is real. Lions, hyenas, crocodiles all dream of rhino veal. But Mom, she's an entire fortress on 4 legs. She watches every move, and the moment something gets too close, she charges like a freight train. Nobody argues with 2 horns and 2 tons of motherly fury. On day 7, you bite grass for the first time. Meh, dry, overrated. Milk is better, warm, rich, steady. You'll drink it for almost 2 years because you're a slow-built tank. Still, you practice grazing, head down, square lip snipping. For now, it's just you and Mom. Your entire universe is the curve of her side and the sound of her feet. That early isolation is about building the bond, the kind where her shadow is your playground, her body your shield, her horn your private security system. You play, you learn, you nap in her shade. And always she guards you, ears swiveling, horn ready, body between you and anything that dares to look hungry. After 2 weeks, the world gets bigger. Mom finally starts drifting toward others of her kind. Reintroduction isn't some grand parade. It's slow, careful. Mom knows that if she just dumped you into the crowd, you'd panic and bolt like a headless chicken. Instead, she edges closer day by day, letting you peek from behind her legs. Other rhinos notice. The calves stare like you're the new kid at school. The adults pretend they don't care, but trust me, everyone clocks your arrival. Mom keeps you practically Velcroed to her ankles, making sure you don't wander into the path of some bossy adult. Anyone who presses too close gets a sharp message from her horn. Back off, this one's mine. Your safety is non-negotiable. Of course, you don't always make her job easy. You charge her sometimes, tiny, clumsy mock attacks that bounce right off her legs. She doesn't even flinch. When she lies down, you scramble onto her broad back, king of the mountain for exactly 5 seconds before sliding off like a sack of potatoes. You're naughty, restless, impossible to contain, and she alternates between snorts of annoyance and the kind of patience only a rhino mom seems to have. You grow into your family. White rhinos are the social ones. Cows and calves often stick together, sometimes a dozen or more. You nap close. You graze in a loose line. You shift and shuffle like clouds of muscle. Life in the herd slowly settles into a rhythm. At first, your days are basically eat, nap, repeat. Milk and mom's shadow, that's it. As you grow stronger, curiosity takes over. You spend more time poking around, testing grass, nudging at dung piles, learning how to move with the group. You watch the adults graze, rest, and posture, and you copy them, clumsy but determined. Every step, every stumble is part of the training program. You learn the rules of smell. Poop is a newspaper. Every pile is a headline. Who passed, how old, male or female, ready to mate or not. So much intel from one neat mound. You add your own, of course, tiny notes compared to the grown-ups' novels. An adult can drop 23 kilos of "here I am" a day. That's not just a message, that's a whole encyclopedia. Predators? You can smell them too, sometimes from half a mile away. Big nostrils, cavernous nasal passages. Your nose is a built-in radar system. It's the only reason your clumsy legs get a fighting chance. When danger hints, you practice the circle. Butts in, horns out, babies in the middle. In that ring, you feel like you're locked inside a living safe, iron walls made of hide and horn. Lions watch from far away. Hyenas consider and decide number. Bulls live alone and patrol borders. You learn the rules of sound. Rhinos are chatty if you listen. Squeaks, snorts, bellows, little trumpet whines. Not exactly a choir, more like a band of tubas trying their best. But it works. Messages travel. Warnings stick. The savannah has its own language, and you're learning to speak it. Because that's how Rhino School works. No chalkboards, just survival. You learn by sticking close, watching, and imitating. Mom is your teacher, the herd is your classroom, and every day adds another scar, another trick, another clue on how to be a rhino. Then comes the mud lesson. One afternoon, Mom takes you to a wallow. At first you hesitate. The mud looks suspicious, like wet ground pretending to be solid. She nudges you, and in you go. Cold, sticky, glorious. You charge through it, splashing, kicking, spraying muck in every direction. You skid, you stumble, you gallop in circles, painting everything around you with flying blobs of mud. To you, it's chaos and comedy. Surely the best playground ever discovered. Mom rolls, but she's not running, she's covering. Over time you notice the difference. She presses the mud into her skin, works it into the folds where flies love to bite, and lets it dry into a crust that shields her from sun and scratches. That's when it clicks. This isn't just a game. Mud is sunscreen, bug spray, cooling system, armor, and even a parasite scrub, all in one glorious mess. You nod like you knew that all along. Secretly, you still think it's the best game ever invented. And that's how it goes for the next 2 or 3 years. You graze together, nap together, wallow in mud together. She's your fortress, your teacher, your permanent bodyguard. Until the day you're finally big enough to stand on your own. Now it's just you, a bull alone, walking the savannah like a slow, heavy shadow. You're a branding error with a bulldozer mouth. They call you white, though you are gray. The name comes from weed, Afrikaans for wide. Your square lip, perfect for trimming grass close to the ground. Congratulations. You're a 2-ton lawnmower with a mistranslated name. You cover distance the way others breathe, 5 kilometers an hour, hour after hour, your square lip mowing grass as steady as a machine. If you must, you can run near 40, and it shocks even you when 2 tons suddenly thunder across the plain. There may be 18 to 20,000 of you left in the wild. That sounds like a lot until you see the size of the map, the trucks, the guns, the money. Some days the grassland feels too quiet, like a song missing notes. You know what is missing. Somewhere beyond the grass and mud, the worst predator waits. It doesn't stalk. It drives. It carries guns. It believes a lie, and you bleed for it. Your horn isn't bone. It isn't medicine. Yet people kill for it anyway. Rumors in a bottle, trophies on a shelf. Others say they're helping. They come with ropes and saws, cut your horn short, leave you alive with a stump. You can still graze, still walk. But when the birds explode into the air and the night feels wrong, you know you're lighter in the worst way, alive but unarmed. On good days, life is simple. Mud cools you. Oxpeckers clean you. Grass stretches forever. On bad days, the smell of diesel and metal rides the wind. If the birds panic, you run. If the silence clicks, you move. Teeth you can handle. Triggers you cannot. It sucks to be a rhino sometimes. It is also stubborn, heavy, muddy magic. You are not a miracle cure. You are not a trophy. You are not the punchline of a mistranslated color. You are a living fortress with a soft spot for mud and a loud opinion about grass. On good days, the sun feels gentle and the water tastes bright. On bad days, you run and hope your legs remember they can carry 2 tons like nothing. Either way, you keep going, because keep going is your whole design. Slow, steady, armored in mud, Africa's bulldozer, and in the end, the heaviest way to survive.